Hello everybody, it's VerticalSandwich. Welcome back to Let's Play Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. So, where were we in the 12 Tales of Wonder anyway? Why can't I move this around? Okay, 12 Tales of Wonder. What's the second tale? The Squirrel and the Bramble, we did that one. What's the third tale? The Fairy Who Wouldn't Stop Crying. Did we read that one? I mean, I've read that one. But did we read it? Yeah, we'll go to the fourth tale. The Bear Man and the Princess Tears. Okay, well that's new. Alright. So, the Bear Man and the Princess Tears. A kidnapped princess. The king of a peaceful kingdom had one daughter, whom he loved very much. The princess was very brave and very wise, and assisted her father in ruling the kingdom. Hard by the edge of the kingdom was a steep mountain. No one ever approached it, however, for it was known that a witch lived in a cave at its foot. This witch had long had an inclination to rule the kingdom herself, but the fearless princess never failed to foil her plans. The witch had an apprentice who was top half bear and bottom half man. This apprentice was known as the Bear Man, for that was his name, and was fearsomely strong, but very dull-witted, and always carried out the witch's commands to the letter. One day, the Bear Man was in the cave, making potion, when the witch returned with a young woman. It was, yes, guess, the princess who was always ruining her plans. The Bear Man looked at the princess and was twice shocked. Firstly, at how wondrous fair she was, and secondly, at the sight of her hands and feet, which the witch had turned into wood using magic. Look after the princess, the witch commanded the Bear Man. Do not let her go hungry or shed a single tear, else there shall be trouble. The Bear Man immediately went to fetch some fruits and preserve them for the larder. Since the princess's hands had been turned to wood, the Bear Man tried to put the fruit in her mouth directly, but the princess turned away from him and looked instead at the witch. What will you do with me? I shall tell your father that I have taken you hostage, the witch replied, and demand his kingdom in return for your freedom. That would be a waste of time, retorted the princess. Father is always telling me not to believe anything witches say. He will not trust you, even if I am in mortal danger. Silence! Shrieked the witch, and with a wave of her hand cursed the princess, who became quite unable to speak. The witch had stolen her voice. The Bear Man's duties. The next day, the witch went to the palace to negotiate with the king, and it was left to the Bear Man to provide for their royal hostage. The Bear Man liked looking after the princess. He felt sorry for her with her wooden limbs and stolen voice, and he tried his very best to take good care of her. The Bear Man was in fact very kind, you see, and despised doing evil things. He was happy knowing that the witch would not scold him for being kind to the princess. After all, it was the witch herself who had commanded him to look after her. But while the princess did not shed a single tear, neither did she smile so much as once. The Bear Man used the finest ingredients to cook dishes that he hoped would make the princess happy. But when the meals were served, she would do no more than stare at him in total silence. Now the Bear Man knew that the princess would only smile when her hands and legs were free again, and she had regained her voice. But the Bear Man could not lift the curses himself, and he knew that the witch would never do it. All he could do was continue to cook fine meals for the princess. Oh wow, this is long. Several days passed, and still the king would not listen to the witch's demands. Oh, the princess who wouldn't cry. Just as the princess had foretold. This did nothing for the witch's mood, of course, and one morning, when the Bear Man was bringing food to the princess as usual, the witch shouted at him, "Why are you wasting such good food on her? Anything will do as long as it stops her from crying." "But I thought that the princess would be happier if she could eat fine foods, mistress. Who told you to make her happy?" With that, the witch snatched up her wand, and with a flick of her wrist, rendered the princess stony deaf. She then proceeded to tell the Bear Man a secret. "There is a reason why I told you to stop her from crying. If she sheds but a single tear, all of her curses will be lifted at once." The Bear Man now realized that the witch had not wanted him to be kind to the princess or to look after her. She had simply wanted him to stop her from crying. He now knew what he had to do to make the princess happy once more. The next time the witch left the cave, the Bear Man put his paws around the princess's rosy neck and started twisting, yet she still did not cry. The Bear Man felt he had no choice but to strike her. He was strong, and the poor princess was unbalanced on her wooden legs. She fell to the ground violently. "Now cry, I beseech you, cry, and all your curses will be lifted." The deaf princess lay on the ground, clearly in pain, yet still she did not cry. She simply continued to stare directly at the bear man. The bear man, for his part, resolved to treat the princess with great cruelty. He stopped feeding her, set snakes and insects upon her, and pulled out her beautiful golden hair. The bear man tried his best to be brutish, but when he looked upon the princess, in agony, he felt so sorry for her that he started sobbing. Though he hurriedly wiped the tears away with his big paws, knowing that he must not let the princess see him crying, it was too late. The princess had realized that something was amiss, and resolved not to shed a single tear, no matter what ordeals the bear man put her through. The bear man snarled and bared his teeth and treated the princess more cruelly than ever, but the princess was very brave and very wise and did not shed a single tear. Tears at last. A month passed, and the witch visited the king once more. When she returned to the cave this time, however, her mood had changed. The king refuses to negotiate. There is no point keeping a hostage anymore. It is time to kill her. Upon which she waved her wand once more, sending a deadly arrow whistling towards the princess. The bear man immediately threw his great bulk in front of her, shielding her from the arrow, which pierced his chest. As he crashed to the ground, the wand fell from the witch's hand. The bear man's fate was sealed, but with his last morsel of energy, he opened his eyes and looked up at the princess. She stared back at him, her eyes wide. "I have done such terrible things. I will die an evil man in your eyes." Such were the bear man's sorrowful thoughts as he perished. As he did so, tears fell in a flood from the princess's eyes, raining down upon her wooden feet and arms, lifting the curse and returning her to normal. The princess immediately stood, picked up the witch's wand, and used it to draw a rune, for the princess could use magic as well, you see. A large fire engulfed the cave, and the witch's wailings could be heard for miles around. Once the blaze had subsided, nothing remained of the witch, save for a small pile of pitch-black ashes. At that moment, the bear man was brought back to life as a beautiful young prince, for his dull-witted bear form was nothing but a curse imposed upon him by the wicked witch. The prince asked in a weak voice, for he was still upon the brink of death, "Your Highness, why did you cry for me?" "Witnessing your death had filled me with a terrible sorrow. Had I only known that crying would lift my curse, I would have done so far sooner. I see now that you were trying to help me, even as you did those horrible things. I treated you terribly, Your Highness. Please forgive me." "Of course I forgive you. You are a kind person at heart, and for that I am truly grateful. Now please, do not die." Upon hearing these words, the prince shed one final tear and breathed his last. I love the illustrations in this book, by the way. They're fantastic. The Forbidden Spell. The princess stared at the prince's lifeless body for a long while before picking up the wand once more with conviction. She had settled upon a course of action. She would cast Ashes of Resurrection. Upon casting the spell, the cave was filled with white light, restoring breath to the prince's lungs as it shone upon him. The princess's spell had brought him back to life. The very next moment, however, the princess fell to the ground. As she laid there, she raised her face and asked the prince, "Who are you?" "Ashes of Resurrection is a forbidden spell," he replied mournfully. "Those who cast it always pay a terrible price. The price you have paid is your memory of me." And the prince's eyes filled with tears of terrible sadness once more. "Why are you crying?" asked the puzzled princess. "Because something important has been lost." Upon hearing the princess's next words, however, the prince could not help but smile. "Well, perhaps together we may make it anew." Well, it is a love story with a happy ending that I mean, okay. The Boy Who Would Be God. Why did we not read that? Okay, well, anyway. So yes, that was a 9-minute tale of wonder. But, yeah, we read it. Okay. Where are we going? Oh, isn't there a portal? There's a portal. I know there's a portal. Why didn't we go through the portal? Because I lost myself reading you a story. A 9-minute story. Alright, so is there anybody in Hamlin who needs ambition? Or has ambition to spare? That's the real question. Because we don't have any ambition right now. We need ambition. I mean, we have our own ambition. But not enough to share with people because we gave a bunch to Phil. Keep hitting the wrong button. Okay, well there is somebody who needs something. So let's go see who that is, and then we'll... Is this guy all the way at the bottom who always has problems? It is. It's this guy. No matter what I do, I feel so empty inside. I know you, do I not? Sure you do, sir. Say you don't look so happy. Are you worried about your research? Research? Bah! I've called it a day, I'm afraid. Huh? But why would you do that? How can I put it? I suppose I just couldn't see the point of it all anymore. I've lost sight of my goals, the high ideals that first inspired me to do my bit for progress. But that's terrible. What happened? Well, you might ask, old boy, but you won't like the answer. He's lost his ambition. If we don't give him his dreams back, his research will never get done. Okay. March of progress. We can't just let his hard work go to waste. We have to help him, Mr. Droopy. In that case, we need to track down a generous measure of ambition. Sharpish. Alright. Well, let's start at Ding Dong Dell. No, let's start at, let's go backwards. I really hope we read The Fairy Who Cried. Maybe we'll make it bonus content. We're gonna skip it for now, and then we'll make it. Alright, what's this kid need? I mean, it doesn't help us that he needs something, because we don't... Okay. It is no good. I will never be an alpaca herder. Gee, what's the matter? You sure to look sad about something. I do not care anymore. Why should I spend my days chasing after stupid alpacas? I could become the greatest alpaca herder in Perdita, but so what? It does not matter to anybody. Well, gee, I think it does matter. I mean, you'd be doing an important job, and everybody would respect you. Listen to him, sunshine and wise words they are. I taught you well, Ollie boy. Being the best alpaca herder in Perdita would be swell, wouldn't it? Maybe. I no longer know. I no longer spend my days dreaming about herding my alpacas through the fields at sunset. Well, you know, it is a case of, don't you, Ollie boy? Poor lad's lost his ambition, innit? Broken-hearted he is. Alpaca-ing it in. Okay. Alright. Alpaca-ing it in. That's hard to say. That's so hard to say. Okay, there's actually... Okay, there is one person with stuff going on here. But I want to check for bounties. Do we have bounties going on? Because they pay better. Nope. Okay, so let's go see who has ambition. Which, by the way, I'm holding circle to run faster because I've been playing South Park Stick of Truth. That's why I keep jumping. Gee, you sure do have a pretty voice. Thank you, but it is not yet good enough. I need to practice more. Wow, and you're real determined too, huh? Are you practicing for a concert or something? Well, yes, in a way. When my singing gets better, I would love to sing for everyone. Then I will travel to Alma Moon and become the most famous singer in the whole world. Jeepers, you're sure to think big, but if you work real hard, I'm sure your dream will come true someday. Look, Ollie boy, your rocket's outshining my lantern. This girl's got ambition to spare, and no mistake. Listen, if you don't mind, we'd like to ask you a favor. A favor? Well, I will try to help. Swell, would you mind closing your eyes for just a couple seconds? Tee-hee, this game is fun, now I will close my eyes. You didn't tell her what you needed. You just told her to close her eyes, and then you're gonna steal from her. You're gonna steal a piece of her heart, you monster. Tee-hee, what happened to my heart? It tickled a bit. Alright. Jump, jump. Kinda starting to really like that. Alright, well, let's take care of the guy here so we don't have to come back here. All set, Ollie boy! Aye, I feel very different. What did I worry about? I forget. No matter, my precious alpacas must be let out to pasture. I've no time to waste. Now, there's one alpaca-loving lad. Looks like he's back to his old self. He sure does. Hopefully now he'll make his dreams come true. Hee, thank you for listening to me. Talking with you really helped. Please take this. Thank you. 2 Albion's. And some stamps. Okay, so that should be 5 filled up. But I want to run over to Swift Solutions and look at the board. Because if they don't appear on the map, I'm going to need the board descriptions as a clue. And then we'll travel to, I guess, Yule? Okay. Go and talk to the merchants for the last time. Surely, of course, surely it'll be the last time. Of course it will. Alright, well, let's go to Yule and see if anybody in Yule has ambition. They may not. I actually don't know. It's kind of a travel everywhere type of thing. But since we're going to end up in Ding Dong Dell, then Deep Dark Wood won't be so far away. We shouldn't have done it backwards, though. I just realized that... Perdita is the entrance to the Miasma Marshes. So we should have ended up there, because that's where we really need to go. But the fairground will work. I had to call my brother yesterday and wish him a happy birthday, and I almost wished him a bappy birthday. Oh man, there's 2 guys here with stuff. Hopefully they both have ambition. What is this guy? No. It's this guy. His Elko Mont's still nowhere near good enough. It needs more. It just needs more. Flip. So then I say, nah, Mon. I just seen the other fella coming back with a bunch of bananas. Haha, no good, Mon. Needs more oomph, Mon. So then I say, nah, Mon. I just seen the other fella coming back with a massive, great big bunch of bananas. What are you doing, Mr. Fairy? Hey, it's over, isn't it? I'm practicing a punchline, ain't I? Huh? Oh, you mean the punchline to a joke? Gee, sure, I'm practicing hard. That's the only way to get it right, though, isn't it? True comedy don't come easy. Never mind getting it right, man. I want to nail it, knock it out of the park like. How else am I going to become the greatest straight man in the fairground I ever saw? He wants to be the straight man in a comedy duel? Jeepers, that's some ambition, huh, Mr. Trippy? You're not wrong, oldie boy. Oh, I fancy lending us a hand, pal. What now? Can't you see I'm flipping busy? Go on, you big idiot. It won't take a second. Alright. I have to, but only because you asked so nicely. I love it. It's true. Comedy is hard. Anybody who's ever seen amateur comedy knows how hard comedy is. What the heck did you just do? I feel all calm. Maybe I am trying a bit too hard, eh? Alright. So now if this other guy also has ambition, we're kind of in trouble. Because we'll have to leave and then come back. Man, learn how to use your map. Roll up, oh yeah, Sonny Jim. Huh, Sonny, do you mean me? Of course, man, who else would I mean? Stop and have a bite to eat, will you? Does smell pretty flippin' tasty. It really does, what is it? What is it, he says? Are you telling me you've never come across the fairground's most famous food? Fairy rarebit? No, I haven't. Nick, as I knew, I should have carried out my plan sooner. What plan's that, man? I was gonna open a fairy rarebit shop in every town and city in the world to spread the word of our wonder food, wasn't I? Flip, well, that's a tight little plan. Won't be a bit hard, though. Of course it will. But if it's to reach a world about the fairy's finest food stuff, it's worth it, isn't it? Well, if it doesn't show a tiny bit of ambition, see, so. You're right, Mr. Trippy. Excuse me, Mr. Fairy. Can I ask you something? What is it? We'd like to take a little of your ambition to help somebody who doesn't have enough of their own. Would that be okay? Of course, man. Go for your life. Wait, go for your life. Jeez. Really? Gee, thanks. Hang on about ya. We already got. Yeah. All right. When we come back, ambition. Bye, everybody.